Hey, what's up? My name is Bean, and because I didn't stream today, I'm making this thing. Okay. Um, I'm basically just gonna go over, I guess, some of my thoughts on comps and how to do damage. Because a lot of people in my stream ask me how to do damage or how to do burst as a feral druid. Um, this is a very unscripted video, and it's probably gonna be awkward to watch. But anyway, let's start with the burst. How do you do the burst as a feral? It's pretty easy. You can do it as Korean or as not Korean. Um, Obviously, the burst every minute is stronger as Korean, but as Night Fae, you obviously have Convoke. I'm not a Night Fae, so I don't really know the ins and out of Convoke. But if you are a Korean feral, then I'm probably gonna mess this up. Maybe I'll be honest. This is the first time I'm playing WoW today. It's 7:30 in the morning. Amen, amen, and amen. Um, so if you're doing a burst, first of all, you're going to want to start in stealth. One thing you got to take note, okay? You have a couple legendaries. Actually, let's go over my legendaries real quick, all right? Unscripted, off script here. So there's 3 legendaries for feral, okay? Technically 2, okay? There's this Cat's Eye Curio, which I talked about in our guide. I think it's still good in 2s. I think it's less good in 3s. I think, you don't ever have to have it, but it's fun, okay? It's fun, okay? So here we have the Fearful Symmetry. Now, you should make the helm. I'm stupid. You should make the helm. And, honestly, you probably should have the 15 strength enchant if you did make the gloves on it. But, if you did make the gloves, you're also stupid. Amen. Because you get, less stats and shit. So, anyway, this, standard. Everyone uses it. It's really good. It's really strong. You could use it in 2s or 3s. It's just probably our best defensive one that I think right now. Then our third one, all right. And I don't want the world to know this, but the world's gonna know this. Okay. We have the Natural Order's Will. Okay. This right here, you'll have some of you people tell you, Bean didn't make this meta. Who? Who? But I made this meta. Okay. Let that be known. Okay. Amen. Okay? This legendary is fucking broken. Okay? You never die. Honestly, the biggest weakness as a feral is probably dying. Right? If you're good at the game, you never die with this legendary. You can live combust with this legendary. You're insane as this legendary if you pre-bear form. AKA when you're fighting, and you only really need to use this versus shit that trains you, like Rogue Mage. Could be good in jungle mirrors. If you just randomly find a team that's training you, it's really, really good. Honestly, I even use it in 2 sometimes. It's just broken. It's just absolutely broken. When you pop your bark skin here, and you're in bear form, there's nothing that can kill you. You heal through mind games. It's just everything's okay. And the cool thing about this, you can actually cancel skin, which this is too deep for me. I haven't done yet. You can cancel skin, and it'll proc regen again. So if you think 2 regens is better than having skin up at that exact time, you can actually do that. I eventually have to make a macro for it, okay? Anyway, so those are your really good legendaries, especially this tank one. I would recommend you get that one, I swear, and especially the Fearful Symmetry, which you should have in a helm. As for burst, it's really easy. So you got to keep in mind, if you are using Fearful Symmetry, you got to keep in mind or put a worth of value on how good bleeds are, because right now, honestly, bleeds are not that good. If you watch my stream, I don't put up rip 70% of the time. It's really sad. I don't know who the fuck has been designing feral for the last X amount of years, but I don't know. Hey, the class I fell in love with was just this melee warlock would bleed. The bleeds would just be destroying people. It felt really cool, and the bites were there, but they weren't really fucking strong. They were just bites, right? They were just that small bit of burst, but it was mostly about the bleeds, and it felt really good because, basically you could spend the time to clone something, like WoD and shit like that. You could spend the time to clone something, and it would kind of matter. It would feel good. It would be worth it to clone. It's still worth it to clone, but it's just kind of lame. I feel like we're kind of just like a sub rogue, stunning and eviscerating at this point. So anyway, so what you got to keep in mind is Tiger Tree does give you 2 comp points. So you can do this either way, and this is why I mentioned it. Is if you actually open with a a pounce into a rip, into a Feral Frenzy, Tiger's Fury, everything bite. If you use your Tiger's Fury, this is only if you're using this legendary. If you use your Tiger's Fury for this rip, you're gonna miss out on the 2 combo points, right? So it depends how much you value your bleeds. I honestly don't value them high at all. And honestly, most of the time, it's probably not even worth putting up a rip in this opener when you do the pounce and rip. It's probably not even worth putting up a rip. You literally, probably just pounce and you do your rotation, which I'll explain in a second. But, it is what it is. I usually just put up rips sometimes just because, like, it's just kind of muscle memory. But, in reality, if I was to look at it again, I probably wouldn't have put up rip there because it's just a waste of a global, literally. So how you kill as a feral nowadays is it's all about bites. It's all about stuns and bites. And that's that's really it. Dude, stop. Stop. So anyway, so it's about stuns and bites. So basically how it goes is you open, usually you open with a pounce, and then, if you're playing like FMP or something, you'll pounce and then you'll bash the off target for trap or, sheep or something like that, usually. Okay, so the only damage you actually do as a feral is in your stun goes, because that's the only damage you have. You only have bite to do damage, to actually kill someone, realistic damage, effective damage. So in the openers, if you want to save Tiger Tree, I would really recommend it. If you don't want to use Rip, honestly, I would kind of recommend it too. But I'm just going to use Rip here just because, like, honestly, I'm just doing it. So you basically just open with a Rake. I'm going to do this kind of slow. Open with a Rake, you put up a Rip, you Tiger Tree, you Korean, you fucking Berserk, you Feral Frenzy, and you bite. And then you get another point, and you bite. You get another point, and you bite. And then you get up to 5 points, and you bite. Basically, those first 2 bites, if they do crit, as a Korean, you can hit, without dark or anything, you can hit like 16k bites on anything that's not plate, you know what I mean? You can really tear people open, especially with the double bites. Also, to keep in mind, actually, as I did it there, I actually messed up a little bit by using Shred on the first go, basically. I guess they're on Berserk, so I can't really show you guys, but on the first go, when you bite the first time with Berserk and Tiger Shuri up, you have 4 comp points instantly. I believe we had a chat in we had a discussion in my chat that it is more efficient to use a Brutal Slash there to get the 5th combo point than a Shred. And then, anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, use whatever you want. Anyway, the main point is you get off like 2 bites in the stun. And I'll show you when you don't have Berserk and you have like 5 combo points. Let's say you're setting up for the next stun, and you don't have stealth, so you don't have pounce, so you have main bash, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go bash the guy or maim him first. Who cares? Whatever one, right? And then you're gonna just stun him here and pop everything again. Tiger Street, Korean, on use trinket with Feral Frenzy and just bite. And that's basically gonna be your burst. And if he doesn't die in that stun window, I'm not trolling you, man. At least how I've been playing. Maybe people have been playing it different. But you just actually do nothing outside of your go. You build 5 combo points. If they're going you literally sit and bear. You just survive, kite around, literally twinkle your ass, because honestly you do nothing outside of that burst. IMO. And then you come in, and this go is really shitty. The 30-second go is really shitty. The only thing you really provide in this 30-second go is really just a 5-point stun, because all you have is Tiger Tree here. So it's like, it's really shitty. Obviously I should have Tiger Tree before the stun there. But, it's just a really shitty go, your 30-second go. You're really just looking for your 1-minute goes. That's the only really important thing. So that's basically how I do damage as Feral. I mean, I don't know, it's 7:40, I randomly decided to make this movie, so if you want a deeper explanation or something like that, or have any more questions, like, with that shit, watch my stream or ask me questions on my stream. Like, I'm way more active on my stream than I'm on YouTube. But yeah, anyway, comps, I think Jungle is fucking amazing right now, and I think FMP is fucking amazing right now. I think FM Pally is probably more amazing than FM Priest. But FM Priest is like really aggressive and fun. Okay, but basically those are, I think, are 3 like majority comps, main comps we've always had forever. I played a bit of both at this point. I think FMP, if you're coordinated and you have a really good mage and you have a really good healer, like it's you can do some pretty wild shit with it. You can set up some pretty wild kills, especially with combust and feral frenzy bites in the same goes. It can be pretty insane. But honestly, the same with Hunter. Like Hunter's cooldowns line up with your cooldowns. It's instant CC. A lot of the times it's jungle. I haven't even really been stunning healer much anymore. And this is a kinky strat that I may have invented. I don't know if someone else invented it, whatever. But you know how hunters now have scatter? And a lot of hunters find it awkward to scatter the target you're trapping because it's DR. But actual 5-head move, the way ferals are right now, and I don't, maybe I'm completely wrong with this, and maybe I'll get shit on for saying this, but I don't think it's wrong. I actually really like when the hunter just scatters when I stun and then traps off, because to be honest, I feel like in jungle you kill in the stun, and as long as you get perfect cross CC on that stun on the healer, unless it's like triple hybrid, then maybe like a fear on the off target when we do this, or you just do it normally. I haven't perfected jungle obviously, but we were like 3k MRs it. But I do really enjoy just guaranteeing that go with him scattering the healer as I stun the DPS and just doing our Feral Frenzy burst with that. It feels really good. He scatters, traps off, and we get a fear off if we can, and get a clone off if we can, or we fear the off target. The only problem we've really been having is like warrior teams with intervene, which is like, there's nothing really good to stop intervene. You could say scatter, but as he gets a trap, he's, a good warrior is going to use that global to intervene. You can't really counter it unless you have a CC at that exact time that you do it, and that's kind of why I like scatter, so you can get the stun and the scatter at the same time. You guarantee the CC and you guarantee like the burst basically. But yeah, I think I've been enjoying jungle more than FMP. I haven't played too much FMP as of lately, but it's been really fun, especially using that strat. So I honestly, I would recommend trying it out with your hunter. I know it'll feel like it's awkward, like I want to scatter the off target though, you know what I mean? But I swear, if you could just get those guaranteed CCs like that, it's worth it. Also, I wanted to add, kind of brain farting. Yeah. Yep. So, honestly, I forgot. So, thanks for watching. And, yeah, bye. Follow my stream, please. Thanks. And my YouTube and stuff. Thanks. Bye.